Coming up next, my very interesting interview with what you might want to call a BKFC vet by now, who says he wants to show the world how he has grown since he first started at BKFC. Hey there, fight fans. Look who I have in the Bare Knuckle News studio tonight. Elvin Brito, joining me all the way from Puerto Rico at his busy gym. How are you tonight, Elvin?
Good. We just finished up some training, so winding down. I got the kids with me, but we're just training and getting ready for this fight. We're real excited about it. We got a couple guys out here training with me, so it's been fun.
Speaking of training camp, how have you changed it up specifically to face?
I really don't. I always take I always take my opponent's strengths into consideration when I do my training camps, but I never train for my opponents. I train for me. I train for me to be the best version of myself possible. So I've been training to come. I've been trained to be stronger. I've been trained to be more assertive, more. Just be a little bit more imposing in there. But I've just been, I trust my style, so I've just kind of been sharpening up my style. Just, trying to just playing around a couple different things. I got a couple different little tricks that I haven't been able to show in my fight. So looking for opportunities to show some new things. But more importantly than anything, we're looking to make sure we secure another win. We're not looking past Brad Kelly. We know his strengths. The kind of fighter he's a really tough guy. He's a fighter's fighter. But yeah, I don't focus too much on my opponents because I always want to come out and make sure I do the best of my abilities, and I can't do that if I'm focusing on what my opponents do.
How do you want to start the fight?
I like to start the fight like it's the third round. Just come out and get to work right off the bat. Bare knuckle is not too much time to play around, so I would like to get to work as soon as the bell goes.
What about range? You're a little bit of a shorter fighter than your opponent, and you have 1 inch less reach.
Yeah, he's actually shorter than most guys that I fight with. So even though he's about my height, it's actually different fighting guys my height, because I'm so used to fighting guys that are always taller than me. Like the average guy that fight is like 6 foot tall. So I do have to make some adjustments to the way I make my entry and my angle of entry with my hands. But I really, range is something that, it's good if you can use it, but good luck. Good luck against me because I'm really good at canceling out the range. I usually land my jab first, even on taller guys. So I really, I don't take range into consideration. Fighting ability is more important than range because I can cancel out your range with my movement.
And the fighter IQ is I think, so important, as well as the mental game. How do you prepare mentally to go into a fight with Kelly?
You gotta have supreme confidence. You gotta have faith in your abilities. This is my fifth bare knuckle fight. I have to make the progression. I've been trying to make a point that every time I come out a little bit better, a little bit more experienced, a little bit more sharp, a little bit more adjusted to the bare knuckle style, acclimated to the bare knuckle style. It is a different sport, completely different feel. It's something you have to get used to. So I'm training from the ground up for this. So I'm just waiting for the day to come so I could show off all the work that we've been doing.
Speaking of showing off, you recently said on your IG, and I quote you, "I'm coming to make a statement and showcase the work I've put in."
Yeah, I've been putting in a lot of work, and I've been developing my bare knuckle style this whole time since BKFC 3. And I haven't been able to be as active as I wanted. I haven't been getting hurt in my fights. I could have fought a lot more. So it's just like an accumulation, it's just like a build up, and I'm ready to just, I feel like I've been in the back burner for a while, so I'm ready to get back on the front stage and just show off. I don't want to a lot of guys, from bare knuckle, they're really anxious to get the fight done, but I'm ready to go in there and put some work in. I'm not in no rush. I got 5 rounds to work. I want to work to put him away within those 5 rounds, but I'm in no rush, man. I'm going to enjoy myself while I'm in there.
So how have you grown as a fighter, technically, since you first started in bare knuckle?
Well, you get the feel, of it. When I had my first fight, I had an idea what I was getting into. We all kind of have an idea what we're getting into. And when I got into it, I wasn't too far off from what I thought, but it still was different. It was a new experience. It was kind of scary. I think almost any bare knuckle fighter, no matter if they're a veteran or not, they can say that their first fight it's kind of scary because you don't really know what you're getting into. But this is a sport that you could tell who's going to make it in the sport or who's fit for this sport really, really fast, and you could tell that I belong here, that this is a sport for me. I do it very well. I had 4 fights. I got 16 rounds in my belt. I never had any hand injuries. You can tell that I love I always come to fight. I always bring a good show. It's just, you either belong in this sport or not. So now this is my 5th fight. This is my 5th iteration of the Bandito style, So it's just, I'm just going to be better every time because we're going to be more confident every time because this is a new sport. We're building ourselves up, and I definitely feel like we have the right approach to this, and we want to demonstrate it.
Do you respect Kelly as a fighter?
Yeah. I like Brad Kelly. I've met him personally. I know what kind of fighter he is. I've seen him fight. He's a fighter. He's the kind of guy I like, very respectable dude, family man like me. You know what I'm saying? He's a working class fighter. He's a respectable guy. He's a tough dude. I respect anybody that steps up there, in the circle and bare knuckle. But ultimately, I respect all the guys. But at the end of the day, we're in the fight business. So when we go up there, I'm coming in there to win.
Speaking of winning, why should Brad Kelly be scared?
Well, he's never fought nobody like me, I'll tell you that. I mean, it doesn't matter how many sparring partners he gets to imitate my style. It's not going to feel the same when I get in there. I'm one of a kind. There's only one El Bandito.
That's right. There is only one El Bandito. All right. Talk to me a little bit about, we've got some pictures we're going to put up in just a little bit about what's going on down in Puerto Rico. You're building a gym or something, right?
Yeah. We're trying to build a fight camp specifically for bare knuckle. We have been camping specifically for bare knuckle this whole time since I moved back here. We kind of made a thing. We developed our own not program for our own approach to bare knuckle, specifically for bare knuckle fighting. And we have a good platform way up in the mountains that we're building up. We're gonna set up almost like a Thailand style open air gym. We're gonna build the circle right into the cement floor. We're gonna put the ceiling. We're gonna hang some bags up. We're gonna have some trailers up there, so we're gonna have a place for the fighters to stay. And we're gonna be training. It's just like a thing for us, for the fighters, and eventually for the community, because we do want to build a gym, but we're building a camp first. It's going to be a specialty niche, just a camp. And then eventually I want to do something. I want to do some community work because that's how I started fighting. I started fighting through community programs. I didn't pay for anything. I was just another broke kid, didn't have anything to do. So I want to give that same opportunity for the kids in my town too. So I want to have some sort of community program so I can have kids maybe from 6 to 12 or 14 where they have an hour and a half where they can come in and train with real fighters and learn technique, and so they can get off the street, or they don't have to go home and worry about whatever. Not everybody's always happy to go home, so they have at least a place to go to. It is what it is. So it's just a place where they can go to, a place where they can call home, and a place where they can learn how to become proper men. Because so we just want to do some good work for the community, men and women, obviously. I love women fighters. But that's something that we aspire to do. That's something that's part of our vision. We want to we want to contribute to the community, just like the community contributed to my trajectory. I just pass it forward.
Speaking of women fighters, we're going to talk. You had Britt down there, right?
Oh yeah, Britt. Yeah, she's a hardworking girl, man. Britt. I know Britt from the fighting, but we never really spent time training. She came out here for a week. And man, she's a hardworking girl. First day, right off the bat, she came out. She ran up the hills with us, keeping up with us. She's a Virginia girl, so I knew she was gonna be used to to the mountains, but she kept up with the pace.
Wow.
You know, she came out here and sparred with our guys, and then, you know, everybody's putting it on her. She don't have any quit in her. She's very tough. She's a very, you know, like plastic, you know, she learns fast. You know, we wake up, we train, you know, and then we talk about fighting, and then we go train, and then we talk about fighting more. So all day is fighting, and there's nothing else distracting us. You know, I work at home, so like there's no distractions. I'm not going anywhere else. I'm at home. I'm training. I go home, I rest. I work. I rest. I go back to training, and then I go back home, rest, and then back to training. So it was like, you know, all our life is training. There's no interruption, and we can focus on what's ahead of us. We have that. We do have that advantage out here where there's nothing in the way. And we just focus on what's ahead of us, you know.
I see some photos of you and Mr. Malo down in Puerto Rico. What's going on with that?
Yeah. Well, Brandon, you know, like I met Brandon through Go Combat before he did his first bare knuckle fight. And they're like, hey, Elvin, we're gonna send him down here to train with you. You know, and I was like, hey, if he wants to come down, let him come down. You know, he came down. He's got a lot of work. Really hard work ethic. He's a very hardworking guy, very driven. And you know, and he wasn't ready for that fight that he took.
Yeah.
And he took it anyway because once he sets his mind on something, he's gonna do it. He took it anyway. He fought. He got it done. He came back and he's like, Elvin, I gotta win my next fight. You know, he didn't give up. You know, a lot of guys come in, they give up, but he came back and he's like. Came back to Puerto Rico. I told him, hey, if you want, man, you can come help me in my next training camp. And he showed up the next week. He's very hardworking. He's very driven. He's making a lot of progression. My coach, he's not a very inclusive person. Very exclusive. So I was very worried if my coach would even take him. But you know, even though all the things that he lacks, he definitely makes up with drive. And my coach is like, dude, he's very hard working, he's driven individual. Let him come, let him work. And having him here is a plus. He's always on time. He always works. He's always pushing it. He gets hurt. He gets back up. He keeps going. You know, he's driven. He's set in his mind that he's going to win his next fight. You know? And he's out here with us. And you know, we're glad to have him out here. He's an asset to us out here in the gym.
I looked at some of the photos that have been posted by some of the other fighters on IG. It looks like you might have had a day or two off. And so I wonder why I was not invited.
Oh, you know what? I didn't take any days off. They were, since these guys aren't in training camp, you know, I would take them out every once in a while. After we got done training, I would let them go. You know, I'll take them to the spots, let them do their thing. You know, I can't drink or anything. I'm focused on my thing. But yeah, you should have came down here, Susan. You still got time.
Estoy listo.
Yeah, cuando quiera. You know, we're right here. We're here. Next time you gotta come. You got your excuse. We'll take you out here. We'll put you in a nice little spot in right by the beach. You know, it'll be fun. You know, we'll show you a good time. Yeah, we'll show you a good time.
Puerto Rico, me encantada.
Oh, yeah.
Before we go today, Elvin, is there anything else you would like to add? And please give us your social media handles.
My social media is Britain Bandito. But you know, this sport, we fight where people should see the guys fighting. They just see them punching each other. You know, two guys fight because they don't realize like the amount of work that goes behind it and the team, you know, that takes it. You know, so I just want to give a shout out to all my coaches, you know, that work with me currently and have worked with me before. Caesar, Edwin, you know, and my coaches in Florida, Roy, and all my people at Capital, and you know, my wife for tolerating my crazy obsession, and you know, I want to thank, you know, Goat Fight Management. They always take care of me, so I don't only have to worry about fighting. All my sponsors, Scallywag. I gotta thank, you know, Stripes, because they always have my back since day one, win or lose, draw. And Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship for giving me the opportunity way early in BKFC 3 to find a new home, and for letting me this to be my home, and just let me feel welcome here, and for giving me another chance to come showcase my skills, man. I can't wait for March 19th.
All right, I can't wait to see you fight at BKFC 16. Huge shout out to the Goat Combat Agency for helping me set up my interview. And we will be in Biloxi for BKFC 16 bringing you all the beautiful, bloody action. Help her go out. Like this video, share, subscribe, and go ahead and leave me a comment below. I'm Susan Cingari, and remember, no one beats us to the punch.